Yep.
Okay, we're here on the shores of Lake Taupo with Louise Upston, the National Pāhi candidate for Taupo. Now, how big is the Taupo electorate now? What territory does it cover?
Well, it's a pretty large area. If you start in the north, it's just north of Cambridge, and you travel through the South Waikato, Te Reo, Taruru, Tokoroa, Taupo. You're around the western side of the lake as well, taking in areas like Mangakino and ending up in Turangi. So that's the most southern town, although the actual border is the tip of Mount Tongariro. So it's a long haul from one end to the other.
Yep. Now, what are local voters saying is the biggest issue for them this election?
Without a doubt, it's crime. I mean, there's been a lot of focus on crime here in Taupo. Just this weekend we've had the Sensible Sentencing Trust back in town, and it's everywhere. That's the biggest issue, the biggest concern. And it was really interesting at the weekend that they'd been inviting politicians from all of the parties, and there was no one there from Labour, which I thought was a pretty pathetic turnout, really, when you think about the fact that Mark Burton was previously the Minister of Justice. I would have thought he would have had something to say on the law and order topic.
Well, it's weird times we live in when the Foreign Affairs Minister doesn't turn up to debate on foreign policy.
Yes, indeed. It does make it interesting, doesn't it?
Now, this is your first time as a National Pāhi candidate, but is this your first time standing for election of any sort?
It is of this kind, and I think the thing that's really obvious for me is I thought I would enjoy it, but it is far better than I'd ever imagined. I mean, it's just incredible. No 2 days are the same. You meet some fascinating people. You kind of have some experiences that you'd never have in any other kind of environment.
Now, New Zealand's going to the polls on the 8th of November. 3 days before that, on the 5th, the United States has their elections, and I'll turn that off. Oh, it's John.
Too bad you just hung up on
back.
Ask it again.
We're going to the polls on the 8th of November. 3 days before that, on the 5th, the United States is having their election. If you could vote in their elections, would you be backing Obama or McCain?
I'd have to be voting for Obama. Not necessarily on his policies, but on his personality. He's just got this incredible charisma, and I think if you look at one example of his leadership, the fact that he's got so many donors, not necessarily the amount that they're donating, but just the sheer quantity of donors, there's clearly something about him that the American people have hooked onto, and they want to follow him. And so if I was a voter there, I'd be pretty hard pressed not to go with Obama.
Okay, now in New Zealand you can only get to vote for one political party, but if you could actually rank the parties from favourite to least favourite, and this can be any registered party, we assume National would be your number one choice. What would be your bottom choice?
Jim Anderton. Jim Anderton, without a doubt. The minor leaders debate last night just reinforced it. I don't think I could ever vote or come anywhere near someone like that.
Okay, and final question, looking towards the future, Cunliffe or Gough?
Oh, Cunliffe or Gough? Have to be Gough, because I think that improves National's chances. He's just boring. There's just nothing about him. He's the opposite of Obama. There is nothing about him that's interesting or exciting or inspiring. So I think that if he was to take over the Labour Party, National would be home and hosed.
Okay, look, thanks for your time, Louise. Have a good day.
Thank you.